Perhaps in addition to the platforms, any other companies, be they financial or otherwise, that you would benchmark yourselves against, or that you would say, actually, we want to get to that level of technical sophistication or customer engagement? Or, who are the guys that you look at and say, this is what we need to go after?
Well, first of all, I do think the number of banks which are beginning to get there and get it. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I remember saying that our industry is going to have a lot of casualties because people who don't transform and convert will die. And I was concerned because in 2014, 2015, most people who were still in banking were looking backward. They're thinking Basel, they were thinking capital, liquidity, fighting the previous battle, I call it. Today, that's changing. And so if you look at every big CEO of every bank, they all have a transformation agenda. And there's some very good, BBVA, ING, Capital One, there's some very good banks who are actually making a lot of change. Outside of banking, the platforms, I think Ant Financial Alibaba is just fantastic to my mind. They're doing great stuff. Some of the banks in Europe are doing great stuff. I think the thing to watch though is, even though I generally say fintechs and don't find it easy, there are fintechs which are doing great stuff. Rethinking parts of the system and being able to scale up. So it's not that nobody will. So the people who we have some speakers at Money 2020 next couple of days, who are really doing some really interesting stuff and getting scale around that. So we just watch everybody.
Okay. And then, you mentioned that you think over the next kind of 5 to 10 years, many of these banks will kind of go away or be subsumed or disintermediated, and then some of them will survive and thrive. Are there commonalities between, you just mentioned BBVA, ING, Capital One. Are there commonalities between them? Or perhaps to ask it a different way, what are the characteristics of DBS that enable you to go through this transformation journey?
I think for us, one of our seminal aha moments was recognizing that we have to start not thinking about other banks as a competitive frame, but to start thinking about big tech. So my CIO 4 years ago came up with something we call the Gandalf program. And the Gandalf, which is obviously, the
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings illusion, but there's Google, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And the D is DBS. So the idea that we need to be like big tech, this has really been pervasive. We just have to think about what is big tech doing. And if you stop thinking about what are the other banks doing, but only think about what is big tech doing and why can't we be like them, that allows you to get over that journey. So, as you know, Francesco, who runs BBVA, the chairman, he is a computer science background, and he's been thinking big tech for more years than I know. ING Direct was the only big survivor from the Internet 1.0 days, and ING Australia, ING Direct Germany. So you got to look for people and banks which are really figuring what does big tech do? And if big tech can do it, why can't we do it? Technology is available. In fact, today technology is available even better than it was 10 years ago. You sign up for AWS, you get open source, you can use all the same tools. How do you actually reconfigure yourself to be like them? I think that's what allows you to be different.